Hi. Okay, for our second wine, we are going to California. So this is super exciting for me. I love the wines from this producer. So this is the 2019 Foxen Vineyard Syrah from the Tinaquaic Vineyard. They are located in the Santa Maria Valley, which is in the central coast of California. So this winery has quite a history. They are one of the pioneers in this region. And Dick Doré, his great great grandfather, purchased this property. And this was, which originally totaled over 9,000 acres. And this was purchased back in the 1800s. And now the family still owns over 2,000 acres. And the winery, Dick Doré founded this in 1985. And that was their first vintage. So you can see here it says estate grown. And this particular vineyard is like one of their flagship estate vineyards. So they specialize in Burgundy, Rhone, and Loire Valley grape varieties, which really thrive in this region. So it's a unique region because instead of being a north-south valley, it's actually a west to east valley. So the air kind of like comes right off of the coast and tunnels through the valley, so it creates the perfect conditions, even though this is a much more southerly region. It in California, it's right around Santa Barbara, if you know where that is, north of LA and right south of Santa Barbara. So normally you wouldn't be able to grow these cooler climate grape varieties, because of how the valley lies. And the wind is allowed to kind of flow through this on that west to east kind of lateral area. It allows the region to really excel with these cooler climate grape varieties. So it's really special. The Foxen Vineyard was one of the pioneers, like I said, in this region to kind of put it on the map. And then after the movie Sideways, it even more so exploded. So I love Syrah. It's one of my favorite grape varieties. And this is done in a very Northern Rhone style. So Northern Rhone is where this grape variety hails from. And not many producers can pull it off, but Foxen is able to. And so I think this is just a gorgeous expression of this wine. Um, so yeah, the vineyard was planted in 1989. It's all dry farmed, which is kind of something that's important, depending on if you what you believe in that. But really, it helps the grapes to kind of regulate themselves, the vines to regulate themselves and produce, really like pure grape variety, pure fruit. Um, so this is for me. This is a 2019 vintage, so it's a very young wine. But wow, right off the bat, it's just blowing off these really, really beautiful aromas. Again, you kind of want to look at this against a white backdrop. It's got a pretty dense, dark core, almost like black, which fades into a little bit of a purple rim. It appears very youthful. There are some staining of the tears, so you can tell this is a little bit more of a thicker skin grape variety and coming from a little bit more of a warmer climate, because you can see the color extraction on the glass when the tears are falling. So smelling this wine, there's a lot of blackberry, black plum, like raspberry, but then it also has this fantastic like baking spice and savory spice note going on. So white pepper, black pepper, just like pink peppercorn, and then those really beautiful like baking spices that some of it's from the oak that's utilized on this wine and the aging of this wine, and some of it is a little bit of like coming from the grape variety itself, but like kind of the allspice more. But there's like a little bit of cinnamon and really a lot of floral components here, lavender, kind of like that garrigue, thyme, rosemary. Mm. So on the palate, this is really fresh. Um, it's not heavy, it's not cloying, it's not weighed down by any one element. I love how fresh it is. So it has a 14% level of alcohol, which is a full degree more than the Chinon that we tasted prior, but it doesn't feel that way. There's a little bit of heat on the end that you kind of get on the end. But I imagine after some time in bottle, this will kind of calm down a little bit. Um, but it is still, just have to take into consideration that it is a younger wine. Um, but it has some really beautiful acidity that balances out that alcohol. And the tannin level on this is like medium plus. Again, it's very youthful, so that will kind of mellow out as well. Um, but there's no fining or filtering that this wine experiences at all. So it's like, again, a very pure kind of expression of this. There's only 300 cases of this wine made, and it's exclusive to the wine club. So I love that. I love that this is from a vineyard that is one of the oldest vineyards that is kind of owned directly by the property or by the Foxen family. So you just assured that they really take all the extra, all the bells and whistles to kind of really care for these vineyards and these vines. Um, so yeah, I think they make a lot of different wines. Like I said, Pinot Noir. They do Chenin Blanc. Lots of different beautiful expressions. But I think Foxen is has I wouldn't maybe a little bit of a like on the fence if there's considered an up and coming producer because they've been around for quite a bit. But still, I think anything in California that is causing this much excitement is something to always pay attention to. And I think these wines are still like a relative value for what they are. So, yeah, highly recommend. I hope you enjoy this.